In this session, we are going to discuss how to add data disks to Linux server in Azure data center. For that, what are the steps we have to follow? Here, what is data disks? Data disk is nothing but, for example, if you are using your system, that is in your system, see that in your PC, C drive is your operating system. D drive is your additional data disk. E drive is an additional data disk. Now, using Azure in Linux server, how we had to add the additional disk, that is 10 GB additional disk to your Linux server or to your Windows server. For that, what are the steps we had to follow? First, we had to discuss in this session how to add data disk to Linux server in Azure data center. What are the steps we had to follow is, first you had to open your Azure account, sign in, enter your mail ID and password. First, you had to click on resource group, click on create resource group. Subscription is pay as you go. Resource group name I am given US 102. Region I am selecting Central India. Scroll down, click on review plus create. Click on create. Resource group is created. See that with the name US 102. Now you need to create the virtual machine. That is Linux virtual machine, you need to create it. Here Azure is supporting the different types of data disks, sir. Azure is supporting different types of data disks. There are, one is a ultra disk, second one is a premium SSD, third one is a standard SSD, and fourth one is a standard HDD. Those are types of data disks are supporting the Azure virtual machine. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss how to add data disk to Linux server in Azure data center. Those many types of data disks are supported Azure data center. As per your business requirement, you have to choose the data disk. Accordingly, you need to pay the amount to the Azure. Right? So, first, I am creating the resource group. In this resource group, I am creating the virtual machine. Click on create option. Here you need to choose Azure virtual machine. Subscription is pay as you go. Resource group, just now I am creating the resource group name US 102. I am given the virtual machine name is Linux 1 I am given. Region is Central India. Availability zone is zone 1 I am selecting, default one. Scroll down. Now I am choosing the authentication type is password type I am choosing. Here I am choosing the user name is my name I am given. This is my name I am given. Okay. I copy this one, paste it in the notepad. Fine. And I am given the password. You have to confirm the password. Okay. Scroll down. Here we have to click on disks option. Okay. Scroll down. Here, just now I told that the Azure is providing the various types of disk types. There are ultra disk, premium SSD, standard SSD, standard HDD. As per your client requirement, you need to choose the disk type. Accordingly, you need to pay the amount to the Azure. Here, I am selecting the default one, premium SSD disk type I am choosing. You may choose as per your requirement. Next, scroll down. Here, at the bottom, create and attach a new disk option is there. Or already an existing disk is there, you can select the existing disk also. Here now I am create and attach a new disk. Click on that. Here, see that Azure is providing the sizes. Click on change size. Default it is providing 1024 GB. Just for your practicing purpose, that much of storage is not needed. I have to change the size. Here I am choosing 8 GB. If I am chosen 4 GB, that is to launch the Linux server, that is temporary storage 4 GB is there. So you may confuse. That's why I am chosen 8 GB. Here, if you are choosing the 8 GB also, you need to choose under the 8 GB custom disk size also you need to select it. Suppose I am selecting 5 GB. Okay. Click on OK option. Scroll down. Here, delete disk with virtual machine. Put the tick mark. Click on OK. Now, here also it is showing that delete with virtual machine. If you want to delete the virtual machine, this disk, you will put the tick mark. Otherwise, you can remove the tick mark. Click on review plus create. Click on create option. Virtual machine is created. See that it is in under progress, deployment in progress. At the top notification, it is showing deployment in progress. Wait for few minutes. Okay. Now, click on virtual machine. See that Linux 1 virtual machine is created. Click on this. Copy the public IPv4. Paste it here. Okay. Now I connect this virtual machine using putty software. Click on this. Copy public IPv4. Click on open. Click on accept. Now you give the login as. I am given login as my name I am given. Copy this. Paste it here. Click on enter. Now you have to enter the password. I enter the password. Click on enter. Now it is connected. Virtual machine is connected in Azure data center. Just wait, I'll change the appearance. Okay, fine. Now I can clear. Now, if you want to know the list of files and directories, we have to use the command ls. There is no files and directories are there in this virtual machine. Now, if you want to check the disk space, what the command we have to use it? We have to use the command Linux command df hyphen ht. Click on enter. Are you able to see 5 GB additional disk size here? No, 30 GB is there, right? Here 4 GB temporary disk space it is available, but it is not showing additional disk space. 5 GB you are created at the creation of, at the launch of your virtual machine, your Linux server. Now, to check the availability of the disk size, what the command we are using? ls, wait, what the command we have to use? lsblk. Now, are you able to see additional disk size? See that? Are you able to see this additional 5 GB disk size? Right? Fine. Fine. Now, if you want to know the information about this device, we have to note down this one, disk name, SDST. Now, if you want to know the information about this disk, we have to use the command here. We have to use the command is, this command we have to use it. Sudo file hyphen s slash dev, the disk name is this one, SDC. This I copy this one, click on enter. Just it is showing the data. Now, I want to create the file system on this data disk. How we have to create the file system on this data disk in the Linux server is, we can create the file system on data disk. We have to use the command mkfs, make file system, space hyphen t ext4 slash dev, the disk name SDC. Copy this. We can paste it here. That is, I am creating the file system on the data disk. After that, we had to create the directory. We can create the directory by using mkdir. Directory name I am given test. You may give any directory name. You may give your name also, right? Click on enter. After that, you are creating the data disk, 5 GB data disk to your Linux machine. Now you have to mount the data disk. Mounting is nothing but you have to add that data disk to the server. How we have to add that one is, for that you need to use the command is sudo mount slash dev slash your disk name SDC space the directory name test. Click on enter. Just wait. I copy this one. That is, to mount the data disk, we have to use the command is sudo mount slash dev slash SDC directory name. Click on enter. Okay. I am mounting the data disk. Now, you have to change the directory name. Now it is in root directory. See that? It is in root directory. Now I change the directory by using cd directory name. Click on enter. Now it is in test directory. Now I am creating the empty files. For that we have to use the command sudo touch. I am creating 3 files. file 1, file 2, file 3. 3 files I am creating. Now those files are there or not? You have to use the command ls. The 3 files are there. File 1, file 2, file 3. Now you have to check the disk space. How we have to check the disk space? Use the command df hyphen ht. Now see that. See that. This is the disk space. Right? If I am using in earlier to check the disk space, just now I am using in this session, it is not showing. See that. The disk size 5 GB is not there. Now it is available. After mounting the data disk, it is showing. If we are using the command check disk space, it is showing. Right? Now, we have to change the directory. For that, we have to use the command cd. You have to unmount the data disk. If you want to detach the data disk, 5 GB data disk. How we have to detach the 5 GB data disk is, we have to use the command sudo u mount. That is unmounting the data disk. Sudo u mount. The disk directory name is test. Click on enter. And also we can detach the data disk in the portal also. For that, you have to open the Azure account. Click on disks option. That is, you have to open your virtual machine. That is, your virtual machine is Linux 1. Here, disk option is there. Click on that. Scroll down. Here, we have to move the right side. Here, option is there. Detach. Click on this. After that, click on apply. If you are unmounting the data disk, then only we have to use in the portal, in Azure portal. If you directly apply, the data may be lost. That's why first we have to unmount the data disk. After that, in the portal, we have to detach the data disk. Then it is safe. I am detaching the data disk. Now, what I am doing up to now? What I am doing up to now? See that? That is, I am creating the virtual machine. The virtual machine I am creating. This is the first virtual machine. Data disk is there. I am attaching the data disk to this virtual machine, and then I am detaching the data disk. Next, I am creating now one more virtual machine. That is another Linux virtual machine I am creating. For this virtual machine, I am connecting this data disk. Right? I am detaching the data disk to this virtual machine. I am adding this data disk to another virtual machine. Right now, I complete the first step. For that, I am creating one more virtual machine. Go to the virtual machine. Click on create option is there. Azure virtual machine. Here, you choose the reason is US102. Virtual machine name I am given as Linux 2. Scroll down. Reason is Central India. Availability zone default zone 1 I am selecting. Scroll down. Here, authentication type I am chosen as the user name I am given Aditya. This I copy this name and paste it here. password I am entered. You have to confirm the password. Scroll down. Click on disk option. Okay. Here, in earlier, you are create and attach new disk. Now, already 5 GB disk is there. We have to attach the existing disk. Now you choose this option. Click on attach existing disk. Okay. Here we can select this one. Linux one, disk size 5, account type is premium. This one you need to select it. Click on review plus create. Click on create option. It is taking some time for validation. See that at the top notification, it is showing the message deployment in progress. Wait for few minutes. Now it is in progress. See that deployment in progress. Wait for few more minutes. Yes. Go to virtual machine. Linux 2 is there. Click on that. You copy the public IPv4. Paste it in the notepad. Now you connect the second virtual machine using putty software. Click on this. Copy the public IPv4. Click on open. Click on accept. You log in as. You have to give the username. This is the username I am given. Paste it here. Click on enter. You have to enter the password. Whatever you entered, click on enter. Now it is connected. Just wait. I'll change the appearance. Okay. Apply. Now, is there any directories and files are there? For that I am using the command is ls. You know that to check the disk space, what the command we have to use? df hyphen ht. Click on enter. Are you able to see 5 GB disk space? 5 GB data disk is there? No. No. Now, to check the availability of disk device, what the command we have to use? lsblk. It's the command we have to use it. Now, are you able to see 5 GB data disk? Yes. Now, you have to note down what the name of the disk, SDC. Now, if you want to know the information about this device, what the command we have to use it? This is the command we have to use it. That is, if you want to know the information about the disk, sudo file -s /dev slash the disk name we have to enter, right? After that, you have to create the directory. You may create any directory. Before that, you are creating the directory. How we have to create the directory? mkdir. Directory name, you have to give it any name. I am given the directory name is training I am given. Okay. Now you have to mount the data disk. Mounting is nothing but adding the data disk. For that, to add the data disk, we have to use the command sudo mount. This command we have to use it. This command we have to use it. Okay. I paste it here. Click on enter. Now you have to change the directory. What is the directory name I am given? Training. Click on enter. Now, is there any directories and files are there on this data disk, 5 GB data disk? What are the files I am creating? 3 empty files I am creating. Now those files are available or not? Check it. Now are you able to see file 1, file 2, file 3? Yes. If you want to create some more file, we can add the files. That is sudo touch file 4, file 5. Now you have to give the command ls. Total how many files are there? 5 files are there. Now to unmount the data disk, what the command we have to use it? What the command we have to use it? Sudo u mount the directory name. Directory name is this one. Sudo u mount directory name. Click on enter. Yes, just we have to change the directory cd. Now we can use this command. Sudo u mount the directory name. Click on enter. Now we have to do it on Azure portal also. How we have to do it? Now go to the virtual machine. On which virtual machine your data disk 5 GB is there? Linux 2. Click on this. Click on disks option. Here at the bottom, you have to scroll the tab right side. Here you can click on detach. Click on apply. Now it is detaching. Now it is detaching. After detaching, you check it. cd training. Give the ls command. No, no, no. Now you have to add this data disk to the first virtual machine. This is the first virtual machine. How I am adding, how I am attaching the 5 GB data disk to the first virtual machine? This is the command we have to use it. Here in the first virtual machine, directory name is test I am given. You copy this and here you need to paste it. Okay, first you have to enter the directory and then we have to use the command. What is that? Mount point does not exist. Wait. Yes, first you have to add the data disk to the first virtual machine. That is, click on that on the portal, go to the disk. Here, attach existing disk option is there. Click on this. Here, you can select the disk. First one, you can select it. Click on apply. Okay. Now it is attaching the disk to the first virtual machine. Now we have to use the command sudo mount /dev the disk name SDC in the directory name. You have to mention. Now you have to go to the directory Now we have to use the command is ls. See that? Are you able to see? 5 files are there. So those are the steps we have to follow how to add data disk to Linux server in Azure data center. Here, after attaching the data disk, we have to mount it. If you want to remove the data disk, we have to unmount the disk. And then in Azure portal also we can detach it. And then we can add to the another virtual machine, that data disk. Those are the steps we have to follow. Okay. Thank you.